Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you on TikTok, I am Tyrone Clay through 13. YouTube, I'm Mr. Clay, and Facebook platforms. We thank God, even the Most High, for you, and even you. Now, let us pray. Oh, most holy I am that I am, the spirit that moved upon the water, Tata and Zambi. Yes, the Heya. Yes, though you have been so patient with us, we still don't get it. We ask you to deal with our hearts and minds and have mercy upon us that we might order our steps according to your word. That we might be that people who you're calling for in this last and evil day that will endure and even endure sound doctrine. But yet to walk holy, to walk in pleasing unto you according to your laws, statutes, and commandments. We ask you to deal with our hearts that we might want to have a heart to please you, that we might order our steps towards your way, that we might even cause you to smile upon us when you look at us. And we know your way is not easy, not according to the way of this world. It's not easy to walk amongst many and when you're just one. It's not easy when you're just one that has been enlightened by the Most High, and many have been ostracized and put together with all kind of entertainment and all kind of illusions and things that have happened in this doggone day and time. Oh, most holy Sanini Nanini, we ask you to deal with our hearts and minds that we might be that people who stand firm on what you say, even your law, being a citizen of your country, even the whole earth. And we thank you. Yes, I said the whole earth. It's not the meek shall inherit the earth. The elect shall inherit the earth. If you've been with me in the last chapter, we find out that the elect shall inherit the earth, and those that walk and order their steps rightly before the Most High as he has commanded. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm T. Clay, and we just thank God for today, a beautiful day. I mean, where I'm at is sunny, and sometimes I'm going to be outside doing this, but for right now, we're going to do it inside. But it's a beautiful day, wonderful day, a day that God has made. Yes, and I am so glad for it. Now, we're in the book of Enoch, chapter 6, the 6th chapter of the book of Enoch. And it reads, "And it came to pass when the children of men multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful comely daughters." In other words, they would find some fine black women. Yeah. You say black? Ah, yes, yes. I don't care how you look at it. That's what it was. We don't care. You can do what you want to do. They were black women. Yes. Were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, "Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men and beget children." We want to have children with them. In other words, they seen the men having children with them, having these beautiful women. So we're going to try this too. Do you not know these are the same angels when God said, "Let us make man in our image"? They were the same ones he was talking to. They've been delegated. That God, he delegates his power and some of his power and everything for each thing to do as it's ordered to do. But when it walks out of that, see, this is what's happening. In verse 3, this is not his really name because the J is in there. Simjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, "I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this. Indeed, I alone have to pay the penalty of a great sin." In other words, God had told them the sin is what? Transgression against the law. God had given these spirits a law not to interfere or procreate with the children of men. So he knew that was a great sin before the Most High. And they all answered him and said, "Let us all swear an oath and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing." In other words, we want to experience what the men are doing, how they look like the angels watching you. That's what the English call them. These spirits they watching you. when you're in the bed copulating, when you're lying, or you're in your effeminacy, or your prostitution, or whatever you're doing, there are angels watching you. There are spirits watching you. Have you ever saw the city of angels? This is the same way they're looking at you. Some of you don't get it. Apparently that writer, he got it. He says, then swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations. Verse 5, upon it. And they were all in 200. There were 200 spirits, 200. See, this is what this angel is telling Enoch. These were 200 spirits that have went against what God had told them not to do, and who ascended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And these are the names of their leaders. Now the first one was Samlazaz, and their leader was Arkalba, and Ramil, and Kokabalion, and Zamil, and Ramil, and Daniel, and Ezekiel, and Barak Kwijal. See, that J is not supposed to be in there. Bagwat Kwijal. Okay. Azael, and Amros, Batarel, Aniel, Zaquiel, Zamsapil, Zatariel, Turel, Jomael, Sareael. These are the names of the chiefs of the tens. I know I told those words up. But anyway, they were chiefs of the tens of the hundreds. In other words, these was in charge. We're going to get us some women. We're going to get them nice, shapely black women. Oh, yeah, we're going to get some, and we're going to have babies with them. How did they do it? In verse 7, and all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, each for himself. One, and they began to go in unto them to defile themselves with them. These were holy angels. They've been before the Most High. They were there worshiping in the multitudes of spirits before the Most High and saying, holy, 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 and bawling down in the smoke field wherever the Most High is in his habitation. Yes. Oh, holy, holy, holy. Yes, 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 yes. And he said they began to defile themselves with what? The children of men, the women. And they taught them charms. This is where you get these charms and these witchery and this witchcraft and stuff. This was taught in the beginning. He said, and they taught them charms and enchantments and the cutting of roots. So you Africans think your ancestors. These are your ancestors. Yeah. Yeah, they're your ancestors. Yes. They're your ancestors, and they made them acquainted with herbs, your root doctors, your witches, your necromancers. All these were taught by spirits. You didn't just come upon this by yourself if you're into this thing. And they became pregnant, and they bore giants. Now, did they actually do this thing, or did they create what came out of a man to go into these things using these enchantments to get these women impregnated? Now, that is a thing of itself. Now, whose height was 3,000 ells. I don't know what an ell is. Who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. Now, these pictures that you get of the giants and all this other stuff, this is where this come from. This is where it all come from. And they devoured mankind, cannibalism. And they began to sin against the birds and the beasts and reptiles and fish, to devour one another's flesh and to drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. These were the children of the watchers. Now, you keep that in mind, the children of the watchers. Yes. And as we enter into the rest of it, we're going to see that these children of the watchers became something else that we deal with every day. And with that, I'm going to say the only way you can beat this is submit yourself to the ordinance, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. And with that, peace.